Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today continues from Dev Gandhari Malla Panjwa, composition of the fifth Nanak Gur Arjan in the Rag Dev Gandhari. And in the Rahao, the reflection, the pause, what are we being called upon? Man gur mil naam aradhio, sukh sahaj anand mangal ras, जीवन का मूल बाध्यो रहो. So, the previous 5 or 6 shabads that we did concluded with what is called a chakka 6. The previous one, Simaratyay Gai Gun Gobind, you recall that Guru Arjan built on that argument, on that whole thought. And now he is more or less summarizing what has been said in the previous shabads. He's saying, Jivan ka mool badhyo. This is the foundation of a good life. What is that? Man gur mili naam aradhio. So you have to have the right method, the right knowledge. Acquire that. Man gur mili. And then Naam Aradhio. Aradhana. This is another term that is introduced here. To jap, to simmer, to tyana is Aradhana. Aradhana literally means worship. So if you recall, the Guru had said to us that Karam Taram Kichu Upajana Ayo, if you remember that, Khojit Khoj Bichareo Har Sant Jana Pe Aha. So what he's saying is, instead of worshipping an idol, instead of worshipping scripture, what you need to worship is Naam. Now, Naam obviously is a very broad term and cannot be summarized in a few minutes, but I use it in terms of self-knowledge because I think it encompasses what is trying to be said. It is the wisdom of the self, the wisdom that you need to have about yourself and the world you're in. And what the Guru is saying is that it is, you acquire that wisdom through a gur, through the right method. You acquire that wisdom through a gur, which means an enlightened source. So that's the idea. The foundation of a good life, he's saying, Jivan ka mool badhyo, rests on Naam Aradhio. That has to be your support. Self-knowledge, awareness, wisdom has to be the source. Then, Sukha Sahaj Ananda Mangal Rasa Jivan, Ras. Then you will relish peace, bliss, poise, all of these terms, ras, aesthetic pleasure. You will take aesthetic pleasure in life. And aesthetic pleasure is like being a cynosure where you don't get caught up in the thing, but you appreciate it from a distance, like watching a show where you're sharing in the emotions, but you are watching a show. Kind of something like that. So that is the summation. So now there's an appeal again. Kar kirpa apana das kino kate maya fadeo, bhau pagat gai gun gobind jamka marg sadeo. So here again, there is a reference to jamka marg, because what we are on is a jam ka marg, is the path of death. Jam, because death is the ultimate culmination for the body. And that is why it creates all kinds of anxieties. But if we switch our perspective to Naam, then Kar Kirpa Apna Das Kino Kate Maya Fadeo. Wisdom will cause you to look at this world differently. You will see so prab jatkat pekhyo naini sukhadai jiyan ko datta. That's how you will begin to see the world. Bhayo anugrah mityo morcha amol padarth ladyo. Mityo morcha. The morcha here means a mask, rust. Bhayo anugrah, kindness, gift, grace of the Guru will cause the rust that is masking you. This is referring to our conditioned mind, the thoughts that is removed. And then a priceless commodity is given. Amol padarth ladyo is found within. Ladyo, found within. Balehare nanak lakh bera. I would sacrifice my life 1,000,000 times, says Nanak, or I would submit 1,000,000 times. Mere Thakur agam agadyo. This unfathomable essence that is reflected in me, that has within it seeds of wisdom or self-knowledge, that is my beacon, I would submit to it 1,000,000 times. I worship that light. In other words, I worship that wisdom so that I can live as if Jo So Prabhajat Katapekyo Nani becomes a reality for me. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.